No exact measurements, we're eyeballing it. Paprika, a little bit of basil and rosemary, little pepper, little garlic, little onion powder. Equal amounts of Worcestershire, Worcester, Lee and Perrins, and soy sauce. And we're making quite a bit of marinade because we have a whole eye around, and that was the end of the Lee and Perrins. Eye of round. I'm going to trim this little bit of fat off of it, but this is about one of the leanest, best choices of jerky you can get. This came out of a Sam's Club. Bought it back in March. It's been in the freezer ever since. It's half defrosted now, which being partially frozen should make it easy to cut. I don't like putting packages on my clean cutting board surface. Call me a phobe like that. I want this as lean and clean as I can get it. I will not throw away any of the trimming. That will go to Agnes. She would be very, very dissatisfied if I was to throw any of the trims out. And could you blame her? If it wasn't for the dog, I have been known to render my beef fat and freeze it and save it for sauce making. It's a fantastic source of flavor and complexity in your home cooking. Don't waste it. Alrighty. Now, eye of round. Sometimes you'll see this stuff trimmed up steak style in a grocery store meat case. This is not eligible to grill. This is a roast because it is tough. It's a well-used mussel. It's very lean. It's got great flavor. But don't think that you're ever going to throw this on a grill and enjoy a fork and knife kind of steak. This needs to get broke down in the slow cooker. Alright, I think we're in pretty good shape. Now I'm not going to use my fillet knife to cut my slices. I'm going to use my larger chef knife, and I might regret this, but I'm going to try to go through this and a hole and get large pieces of jerky. Stay tuned. So it's had a chance to bloom a little bit, absorb all the dry stuff. Now, this may seem a little tedious, but I'm telling you, you got to make sure that all of these get coated, and it wouldn't hurt to have a dry hand and a wet hand and lay them in there and stack. And you'll see once we go through, we'll move them a couple of times. The marinade will get a little wetter because it's going to absorb some of the juice from the eye of round. Taking a little bit of time at this phase. Look at those slices. Some cooking shows don't have the guts to show you everything they do. We don't have any secrets here. You guys leave a comment down below. I'm thinking about having some guest cooks come on the show. give them a front and center. Show what some of the people are actually, who are actually out feeding the huddled masses, what they're up to these days, kind of thing. Now, the question always is, do I have the right amount of marinade? It's a real shame to waste precious resources on throwing marinades away, so you don't want to make any more than you absolutely need. Whoops, 2 slices. The marinade time is over. I went out to the shop and I fabricated some hooks out of some wire that I had. I've lined my bottom rack in the oven with foil, and now we're going to get all of these hung on hooks and get them hanging in the oven for the drying time. All right, so this is 40 pieces of jerky on our little hangers here, and you see they're going to drip. I have 1 pound of marinade on them. I weighed it, and it's 4.5 pounds of beef. This is a very, very lean top round. Sorry, eye of round. We're going to dry them for 3 hours, and I promise you, we'll weigh them after the fact and see what our shrinkage is. Let's get them in the oven. This is going to take a minute. 6, 8, 1, 2, 3. Woo! Right. Slide them in together for the drip. And I can't help myself. I'm going to put the foil in there with the extra sauce. All right, so 180. If you guys tuned in to the Palisade Peach Tart episode, you'll see I had to calibrate this oven. Let's set the timer, and let's go for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think we're going to need a 3-hour time. So a total drying time of 3.5 hours. We had about 40 pieces. We started with 4.5 pounds of eye of round. Our spice mix and marinade was exactly 1 pound. Probably half of that dripped off. But let's see what our total loss was. So our even arm balance scale is zeroed out. We're going to put our full bag of beef jerky, and not quite 2 pounds, more than 1 pound, more than 1.5 pounds, less than 1.75 pounds, 1 pound, 11 ounces. That's 27 ounces. We started with 4.5 pounds plus 1 pound of marinade. That's 16 times 5 plus 8, 88 ounces. We're down to 27 ounces. That means we had about a 70% shrinkage rate with drying of the jerky. That is why it is so expensive in the store. How does it taste? Oh, that's delicious. I only have one complaint. I don't care for Worcestershire sauce. That was the last half of the bottle that I had in the pantry. I will never buy it again. Tastes like dirt to me. Well, thank you for joining us at Yeti at Large. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. If any of you got tags this year for elk and venison, this jerky method will work great for that if you have a very lean cut of meat. Appreciate you coming along and helping out. We'll see you next time.